Chairman, thank you all for being here. It's a pleasure to be with you today and have the opportunity to work with you now and over the years. I greatly appreciate it. I want to go back to something I brought up a couple of years ago and the events of June 14th, 2017 at the baseball field. I won't go into as much depth as I did a couple of years ago, but there were 136 rounds fired that day upon Republican members of Congress at the baseball field, where if Steve Scalise wasn't there and Capitol Police weren't there, he could have easily killed 20 to 30 members of Congress on the Republican side, I might add, which would have led to a change in the balance of power in the House of Representatives. I guess we didn't use the term that much back then, but I guess you would consider it an insurrection. This is someone who came to kill Republicans. He had our names and descriptions in our pockets. ODNI and DHS came out and determined this was domestic violent extremism, yet the FBI claimed that it was suicide by cop. Now, Director Wray, that was not on your watch, and we've had this conversation. They made this determination without talking to the witnesses or the victims, and 2 years ago, after I spoke on this in this hearing, you responded to me, and I appreciated that, and you changed that from suicide by cop to domestic violent extremism. But, you know, we have serious players on this committee today, and I think that we all work well together. We want to work with the intelligence community as one nation. 2 years ago, I said we need walls around us sometimes, but not walls between us. And I'm afraid that's still what we're finding. We have the responsibility of oversight. As a matter of fact, I'm the oversight chair for this committee. And, you know, we fund your agency. And so that's an important thing to keep in mind. And our efforts can only be productive if we can proceed with the speed of trust. And that requires that we have a process that is where there's accountability. And you know, when you have the leading investigative body in the United States of America that conducts an investigation, they don't talk to the witnesses, they don't talk to the victims, and they reach a bizarre conclusion that no one else could reach, even you couldn't reach it, and you changed their conclusion. We have to have accountability when the process is curiously insufficient here. You know, we want to make sure that there's integrity, professionalism, appropriate methodology that's taking place. But yet, as I'm seeking information as far as who made this decision to call it suicide by cop and who went forward with that, how did they conduct their investigation, we're being blocked. It's inappropriate. I don't even think it's lawful. And I know that there's time to cite the Lindner memo that comes out of the Department of Justice. That's a memo. That's not the law. It isn't the law of the land. We are a country of we the people, and we're the representatives of the people. And especially on this committee, when we inquire what's going on in the FBI and who's doing what and how is the process flawed, in an effort, we want to make it better. But we can't do it if you won't talk to us, if you won't give us the information we need, and don't allow us to investigate. It comes across as very contemptuous against this body and the people. And that's a problem. And I want to continue to move forward so we can have a better process in place and make sure that our agencies are functioning at a high level of professionalism and competency. But you have to work with us. So I'm going to ask you, and maybe it'll be in a classified setting that we do this, and that's fine. But you commit to providing this committee the name of the person who practiced this gross negligence and potentially politically motivated decision. I don't know, because we can't investigate, as well as any punitive actions the person or persons involved in this may have faced, so that we can investigate further, maybe create a better process. Will you commit to that with me?
Well, Congressman, let me just say first, as we've discussed before, no conversation on this subject should proceed without first saying how much I respect your heroism on the day in question, and I've appreciated our conversations. I know we have provided all sorts of information in a variety of settings to you in your office, and many of which would not something that normally would be shared about investigation. So we will continue to try to work with you. I will double down on our efforts to see if there's more information we can provide to be more responsive.
I don't want to have to take further action. I want it to be an acquiescence that we can work together because, look, the law says this is under general congressional oversight. The Congressional Intelligence Committees are kept fully and currently informed of the intelligence activities of the United States. That's to be ensured, it says. So the Lindner memo means nothing. It's not law. You can't write laws for yourself. Congress writes the laws. I appreciate that. There's things that I'll talk about more in the classified setting that are of grave concern to me, such as biothreats and fentanyl, and I just want to publicly comment on how grateful in those arenas I have been in working with Director Haynes and Director Burns. Thank you very much. I think there's a lot more we can do so that we can be better in the future and see how well we've done on so many things already. And we'll do more in the classified setting. I yield back.